Alright, so today we're going to take a look at what we got going on inside the Sonoma. This is going to be kind of a two-part build along with the Ram that we were talking about. So what's going on in this vehicle is going to be a pair of W6s from JL Audio. You can see these guys sitting back here. They're going to be powered by a 1000-watt JL amp. We'll get to that in just a second. I've got two pairs of Focal Performance Black Series. One's a two-way, one's a three-way. Both of those are going to go in here. I don't have them with me, but I'll include a picture of those later. We've got the mounting for the radio. We got some battery terminals that are going to help run all of our cables. A fuse distribution block for smaller items like lights and other miscellaneous stuff that we may put in the vehicle. We've got some sound treatment going on. We got some more coming as well. Some 14 gauge speaker wire from New Concepts. In fact, most of the wiring and stuff is going to be from New Concepts, so go check them out. This will be 0 gauge. Again, the Flax series from New Concepts and their RCA cables. We got a 2-channel and a 4-channel. We are going to put some ferrules on everything just to make sure everything's got a nice connection. These will be the ends of our 0 gauge here, and they will be shrink wrapped, along with wrapped in. It's kind of like a braiding that goes over the top of the cable. So we're going to put this over top of our power wire, and then we've also got the black for the ground. I've also got for 4 gauge size, so coming out of our distribution block and into the actual amp will be covered with that stuff as well. We've also got a video camera that came with the radio that we got. We got an Alpine head unit going into the vehicle. With the Alpine, you can get this little thing called a micro bypass. I just found this on Amazon. What that'll do is that'll bypass the having to be put into reverse in order to get the video to work, and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that put in today. What else we got going in here? We got 2 4-channel amps gonna be running the highs. So we've got 2 JL Audio RD 400x4s, and then we've got all of our stuff is gonna be run through a JL Audio DSP, or digital sound processor. What's cool about this is that we can go ahead and hook up our laptop to it. We can use the JL software, and we can tweak different frequency ranges to different speakers. So if we didn't want to run the passive crossover with the 3-way and 2-way set, we can actually run those directly off of the amps, and then we can determine which signal frequencies we want to go to each individual speaker. So we'll be playing with that a little bit. Now most of this stuff has come from a previous build, with the exception of the wires and the distribution blocks, all the amps, subwoofers, visual sound processor. I've had all this stuff in other builds in the past. So we are pretty much just repurposing it. So it should be fun. I can't wait to get everything installed. We're going to be building a custom amp rack to go into the back as well to hold all this stuff. This is not the actual amp rack that we're going to be using. This is just kind of temporary to kind of get an idea of how much room we have that's usable. So we're going to get started on this, and we'll keep you updated along the way. Alright, so we're going to end up putting a fuse block in the back to run accessories. I think I kind of showed that earlier in the beginning of the video. So what I'm doing right now is my radio is going to be one of those things that I'm running off of that fuse. So I've got a power wire, and I've got a ground wire, and I've got my remote lead coming from the radio to the back to turn on the amplifiers, the DSP, and all that stuff. What I did instead of running them 3 individuals, I just took the 3 wires, put them in the end of a drill, just held the other end, and ended up creating a twist, kind of like you would see in a factory wire harness. And I'm taking what they call Tessa tape, and we are just running it around all the wires. And what this is going to do is it's going to also help keep from rattling underneath the carpet, or inside the door frame, or wherever it is that this is going. And then the other thing that it does, it helps protect the wire as well. So that way, in case you end up getting any nicks or cuts on the sleeving, this is just an extra layer to kind of keep from that happening. All I'm doing is just twisting it around. So just one little small thing that you can do just to add a nice little touch, and as you can kind of see, once it's said and done, it looks a whole lot like the factory harnesses do. So then you can just kind of nice and neatly tuck it along the way, and it would look just like part of the car came naturally. Alright, so as I mentioned in the beginning, we're going to use this stuff that's going to go over the top of our power wires. We're going to be doing all the 0 gauge, 4 gauge wires. This will be the black for the ground, but I wanted to kind of take a moment and show you. This piece here came out of a previous build in my Ultima, and I hope that you can get a good clear picture, but there is actual nicks and cuts in this wire. Now this being the ground wire wasn't that big of a deal, but let's say this was the power wire that was underneath the carpet or somewhere, and it kept getting those nicks. It's possible for that to end up causing some electrical issues, blowing fuses, whatever. So just having that extra braiding on there just kind of creates an extra barrier of protection. And when you're dealing with your big wires, one thing I would suggest is making sure that you're using the right type of connections and ends. So in this particular case, I put this end piece on here and then soldered it, and then took heat shrink and heat shrink it. In this particular case, we're going to use this guy here, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sleeve it, and then we're going to put a heat shrink over top of that, and I'll show you a picture when that's all done. What do we need them to do?
Hit that notification bell, smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel.